Hello and welcome to the Calm Down, It's Fine podcast. If you want to help us out, do us a favor. Stop what you're doing right now. Go tell someone about the Lord. Yes. You weren't expecting that. But in all seriousness, yeah, you can do that. If you want to help us, log out of the app that you're listening to or click out of this whatever and go to the menu button, scroll down, give us a 5-star rating, leave us a review, a comment, go to YouTube. And subscribe, leave a comment, send to your friends, say, hey, look, they're hanging on by a thread, but they're hanging on. And we love you guys. Enjoy this episode of the Calm Down, It's Fine podcast. David.
What are they else?
Well, Dustin's still not back.
It feels like it's been very long.
It feels the longest. So he got married, right? And then that was a week gone, and then gone for 5 weeks.
So this is so who was I talking? I was talking to somebody last weekend, and I mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, no, Dustin got married, went on his honeymoon, and then he's just like gone for like a month after that. And they were like, so Mackenzie got married and then he left? And I was like, yeah. And they go, did she like move out of her parents' house then? Like, what's the point after that? Like, just stay with your parents another month. And I was like,
she did.
She did? Yeah. I was supposed to, like, I would, like, that seems like such a weird, like, you get married.
He was back for one day and they left. So it was just like, you know.
What's the point?
Right.
Like, you're just in a house by yourself now? Like, that's weird.
10 minutes from your old house with everything
just
in it.
Stay in your room for another couple weeks.
Yeah, no, that's, it's funny. So he's doing well. I guess we could actually call him, but that probably won't do that.
We could, but we probably won't.
Yeah, he's doing good at sergeant school or whatever.
Sergeant school.
I have so many questions when I get back. Like, I've never heard of sergeant school. Sergeant?
I mean,
for those of you just listening for the first time, sorry.
Yeah, my name's David.
My name's Cameron.
This is the Calm Down, It's Fine podcast.
And episode 94?
It's up there.
Let's check.
I don't know.
These guys don't even know their own names.
There's usually another guy here, but he had to go learn how to be a sergeant.
And there's usually another guy here, but he had to go learn how to be a principal.
Yeah. So
we got another rating. Look, the rating's working. 114 now on YouTube. That's good. 4.9 on Apple Podcasts.
Because of that one person that gave us a 1-star.
Yeah. Death to their family. Death to their family lineage.
Dishonor on their
Dishonor
cow.
on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Yeah, that's
114. I'm liking that. On Spotify, we have, let's see. You know, on here, on Spotify, it's all dictated. You don't have to say anything now. We're just saying, disappointed you probably are.
Yeah,
I would be.
I didn't know that was a way.
I didn't even know.
No, I do know.
So in other words, I'm talking on Spotify. When you pull up our podcast,
it like gives a script.
The script is on there.
You know, the script that we wrote before we record.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
64 5-star ratings.
I did notice on one of the episodes. I think it was on the Fry Bandit episode. I pulled it up, and it also gave like chapters as to like what we were saying.
Really?
So like, yeah,
on Spotify.
Yeah, I think it was Spotify, but it
definitely does have that.
It gave chapters, and then at the end,
I don't know if it's chapters, but it has little notches.
Yeah, and then but each one of those notches is
what?
Yeah, I think the last one's called like the gift of the gospel or something like that.
I never saw that.
Spotify like recognizes that we give the gospel and then goes, "Hey guys, this is the gospel."
Dude, this is on Spotify. It has the whole thing. What's going on? A funny story about cars. Worst story about Dustin. Dustin's face. The vows. The wedding. Dustin's story. Paul's wedding. Dustin's story. The bachelor party. The shooting.
The shooting.
Wedding prayer. Dustin's sister joins the show. Are you proud of your brother today? Dustin's brother, Ed Schweitzer.
Ed Schweitzer. I mean, that's awesome, isn't it? It makes it seem like we're way more put together than we are.
Dude, that's insane.
It's also really funny that Spotify set it up like as if there was a shooting at the wedding, which is
the shooting,
which is so funny.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I noticed that the other day. I don't know how long it's been doing that, but
wow,
that's cool.
That is weird.
So what's new, Cameron? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
I know. Well, our balance is going up too a little bit.
Oh man!
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I don't even know who's doing that. Let me look on here for see responses. Hey, baby. Everyone said they don't want you on anymore because you're a thief.
Yeah. I have 2 funny stories.
Okay, well, let's do these first. I want to recognize some of the people that have emailed that we haven't got back to.
All right.
Because it's been a long time.
Since we've...
What's up, honey? Yeah, that's okay.
I know, it's almost like you guys have a kid or something. Kayla's talking about the wreckage that is their house.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that. All right, Seth Hay says, I'm making fun of David for not knowing who the Branch Davidians are. Seems like you should know what the Branch Davidians are.
I'll be honest with you, we did that episode on cults. I still don't know what the Branch Davidians are.
I don't either.
But I understand the joke he's making.
Waco? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I understand the joke he's because they're the Davidians.
Mm-hmm.
And my name's David.
David. That is your name. Oh, look, this is from Amanda Few. We mocked her last time, apparently, because she said Amanda.
She, yeah, so before we get into that, our church had our youth rally last weekend.
Was it last weekend?
It was last week. No. Not this past weekend, but the weekend. Right, yeah. So, we had our youth rally. It was great. It was awesome. Good times. Cameron came Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it was great.
After
David, I forgot about that. David did some good preaching. I told everyone. I told my wife. I told my family. I said there was Mike Gray preached a great message, and Seth Payton preached a great message. But David's exhortation for 5 minutes, in my opinion, was the best preaching. It was very good. It fired me up. It was exciting. It was good. Seriously, I told people what you said.
I thank you.
It was really good. I'm like, God's gonna use that kid someday.
Someday, let's go change the world. And
seriously, I thought I was proud of you.
Appreciate that. However, right after service, a lady, a woman, walks up to us, and she goes, "I listened to your podcast," and I said, "Oh, thank you for listening." And she said, "I'm the one you and Cameron made fun of."
Oh,
and I went,
"Are you Cameron's wife?"
And I said,
"I'm joking."
I said,
My wife's laughing in the background.
Yeah, I said, in my head, I'm going, man, we make fun of everybody. You got to be more specific than that. But then she started explaining, I guess, what the joke was that we made about her. And I was like, well, if I offended you, my apologies. That was not my intention.
What was her joke?
Yeah, she said she wasn't offended. But then I realized, man, we make fun of so many people. I don't even remember making fun of this lady.
I don't either.
I don't. Like, she was like, you made fun of me. You said this. And I was like, I mean, this sounds like something I would say. It does. What
episode was it?
I can't remember. She told us while we were standing there, but I can't remember.
It had to be the last one. Oh, it was the fry. It had to be. No.
No. Yeah, I can't remember. But she said we made fun of her. I called her dumb, I think, was somewhere in there. She was like, you called me dumb. And I was like, I don't remember, but I do call people dumb. So there's a high possibility.
It had to show 12 chapters.
Yeah, does it say the chapter where David called people dumb?
So Dustin's funny. The tire joke. The tire joke, remember? We could really go through this. The tire joke. Remember I told the story about the tire hanging itself?
Oh, yeah. That Spotify thought
shoot.
that was a full chapter that needed to be.
The Mormons are cults. Branch Davidians, we talked about that already. How to start a cult, the gospel drop. Okay,
It actually put the gospel drop on there.
I'm trying to figure out where we
Anyway, let's read Amanda's email,
all right,
who has forgiven us that we made fun of her to our millions of listeners.
Hey, I can so relate to this. This is talking in response to episode 93.
The Fry Bandit.
I can so relate to this. I always take some of my husband's fries, but only after I ate mine first. Oh, whoa. Amanda.
I can say, as a husband myself, there's some silent resentment in your marriage.
Yeah, he's not happy.
No. It's
that's
there.
Almost like death penalty type.
He might not talk about it, but it's there.
You know, you could sit him down. I saw a reel the other day that this guy sat down with another guy. He's like, "How you doing?" And the guy was like, "Oh, I'm doing great. The Knicks are in the playoffs. You know, kids are healthy, wife's good." And he's like, "Yeah, but how you doing?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm good. Job's good. You know, got paying my bills. Blah blah blah." He's but how are you doing? And he's like, "My wife eats my fries." He didn't say that, but like that's where you really, pull away you cut away the, no pun intended, you cut away the fat from the fry. You really get in there and say, this man's hurting.
Did you enjoy the meme I sent you about the fries? About the people getting married?
Yes. Yes. I have to, yeah. Did you send it through text?
Yeah.
Hold up, yeah, here it goes. Ready? It's a woman, wife, and the preacher. Ready? Or husband, bride, groom, whatever. Do you promise to love him in sickness and in health? Yes. Until death do you part? Yes. Do you promise to order your own fries instead of saying you don't want fries and requesting a taste of his and helping yourself to roughly half of them? Okay, who wrote those vows? Say it, yes. So is that? No, he goes. So is that a yes?
Oh, that's so funny.
Was that the one you were telling me about?
Yeah.
Just repeat the man.
Just repeat the man. It's so funny. And then I chopped up the short to make it seem like Cameron and Kayla were really, really fighting. So funny.
So she had her fries and she took mine.
So those Kayla's over there. She said the other night Cameron got fries and she had her own order of fries. So her thought process was she did not have to steal Cameron's fries. But after the big hoopla that she caused, she said, out of principle, I need to stick to my guns and be the person who I am.
Person of integrity. Stick to her word.
Yeah.
But I told her before I sent them back, I grabbed one from hers and ate it because I knew she was going to eat one of mine.
Equals out.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you gotta start thinking.
Yeah.
Start thinking. You're weak. All right, let's finish this email.
Oh, I was trying my phone. All right, Amanda, death penalty. You're canceled. You can't do that to your husband. I mean, it's appropriate. Like, you're not going to get the death penalty, death by guillotine or hangman's noose for taking one before. Like, it's close, but eating yours and then taking them? I've never heard of such barbary.
Yeah.
All right. Also, when we go out to eat and I can't decide between two meals, which is more times than not, my husband will order the meal I didn't order and share it with me. This guy is the salt of the earth.
He's something. That's for sure. I don't know. Oh,
you're watching the game.
That was just, did you see that dunk? Oh, sorry. We got the Mavs Thunder game in the background, and the nastiest dunk ever. This guy should be given a medal. A medal? No. This guy, we should strip him of his man card.
I mean, I feel like he's really taking one for the team to stay out of the divorce court, keep the family afloat.
No,
She's
like
trying to tear it apart, fry by fry, meal by meal, and he's hanging in there. He meant till death do us part, and she's trying to make him depart.
listen, I've never been like, if my wife was in between two things, being like, all right, well, I'll get the other one so you can have both.
Maybe he's a psychopath.
Do what?
You get something that I didn't get and then share it with me? Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. It's the small things in life that can make us women happy. That's not a small thing.
That's not a small thing.
It's the biggest
It's
thing.
Literally
The biggest thing.
Yeah, like you're controlling his literal need to survive. You are
Man can't even go get fries or a meal.
Listen, Amanda, I don't remember what I said about you before, but I know how I'm feeling about you right now.
She steals the man's fries and then he orders a meal that he doesn't want.
That he doesn't even
want.
want. This is a basic human right. Like, this is the basis of how we survive, and you're controlling it.
Yeah.
The manipulation that goes on in their household.
Yeah.
I thought she ordered the meal he wanted but didn't get.
It says, also, when we go out to eat and I can't decide between two meals, which is more times than not, in brackets, my husband will order the meal I didn't order and share it with me. So if she can't decide on two.
Listen, even Kayla's not on your side. Nah, he's doing that.
He will order two. He will go, okay, I'll get the Caesar salad or I don't know.
Buffalo wings.
No, what's it? Okay, a Caesar salad or another salad?
You don't know what
House
more
salad.
than one type of salad is.
Or a house salad. Caesar or house? I'm going to get the Caesar. He goes, I'll get the house, babe. So you can eat that also. Fires me up. I'm fired up.
Here's the closest I've ever come to this, and this
angry.
happened the other day. This happened Monday. We're on our way back home from BWI, and I'm like, yo, let's get some Cracker Barrel. I order what I always get when I'm at Cracker Barrel, chicken and dumplings, 2 sides, right? So I give my order. The lady goes, you want 2 sides, 3 sides? I said, 2's fine. Give me some mashed potatoes and gravy, some mac and cheese.
You went to the one right off of 50?
We were going to, but there's actually one that's like right next to the airport.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Oh, yes, there is. We took Levi Wyatt there, okay?
Yeah. And so Nikki goes, hey, just get 3 sides so that I can get just the salad, because it's cheaper if I get a 3rd side than if she just orders a separate salad.
Right.
She says, just do 3 sides so that I can get a salad. And I go, okay. 3rd side, throw a salad on there. That is the closest I've ever come to letting her dictate
Yeah.
like what my order is.
Now, Dick, like her picking what, like, so if I go, I'll be like, I don't really know what I want, Caleb. This look good, Cam. You should get that. And I'm like, yeah, she knows me. I'll just get that.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting something if she can't. Well, that sounds mean, but I'm not gonna. If she's decided between 2 things I don't even want, I'm not just gonna get the other thing and let her eat it.
Right.
I guess I would, but it's just. Anyways, the point is, we're trying to make you look like a psychopath, Amanda.
She's doing a good enough job of that on her own.
All right. So, it's the small things in life that make us women happy. We don't ask for a lot.
Really? Because it sounds like you are asking for your own fry. And
What
then
else
some
is
of
there
his.
to ask for?
You know?
We don't ask for a lot, so just offer us some fries. Oh, and a meal.
That's another level.
But all jokes aside, I love listening to the podcast. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, man, you're the bomb. We love you.
you're doing this a lot.
Yeah. What? Oh, man, I'm sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. I keep moving the mic. All right. But all jokes aside, I love listening to the podcast. It's nice to be able to listen to it and know it will be clean, and I don't have to worry about my kids listening also.
Well, your kids are about to just listen to Cameron and David just lambast you for 10 minutes.
Mom? Mama? Mama,
This-
I remember mean to you. We just destroyed you. You're a full-grown woman with multiple kids.
and a husband.
We just dismantle you piece by piece.
After you've already confronted us for being mean.
We're such jerks.
Oh,
No, honestly,
man.
we're joking. I mean,
Yeah, obviously we're joking. We do not think less of you of it as a human being, other than the fact that you're a woman. And therefore already below us.
Oh gosh. Hey, email in, guys. Get roasted by us. Why? This is shaking.
So hold it up here.
No, but something's. That's it. Yeah. Email in and get roasted by us, guys.
Oh man, that was so funny.
That's just too funny.
That's so funny. Do you want to hear a funny story?
Hold up. Let me finish this.
Oh, it's not done?
The Youth Rally of Faith was great. So glad
Oh.
I was able to attend this year.
I'm glad you came.
So I feel like Harrison just every 5 seconds.
I'm glad you came, Amanda. You had we had a good weekend.
Yeah,
We had a
it
good
seemed
one.
like when I got there, it had been going really well.
Brother Samson and Brother Cody. I mean everybody did great. Everybody did great. But Friday night, Brother Samson and Brother Cody, I mean, absolutely just out of the park. Like, it was insane how good those two messages were.
I didn't hear him, but I'm taking your word for it.
You're gonna mess up.
Taking your word.
Yeah, it was a really good weekend. Is that
I said what? I've said that before. I feel like.
what?
What are you doing? She's texting me something.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was something. Have I already said that? Yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah. Harrison. There we go. That was my wife was making fun of you, Harry.
yeah the crew behind the camera is sending notes.
That camera crew is terrible, by the way.
Yeah, our intern is passing notes to Cameron. So here's I have two funny stories. One's actually really short.
Yeah. Hit it.
So you guys know how I had that like long-standing war with KFC?
Yes.
Dude, well now they're coming after my wife and I don't like it.
Oh yes.
So my wife the other day goes, "Hey, I'm going to Taco Bell. Do you want anything from KFC?" Because it's like a Taco Bell KFC, the one in Smyrna. And I go, "Sure, sounds great." And so she's in the car. I'm listening because I'm on the phone with her while she's ordering. And I can hear the conversation between her and the lady on the intercom.
Mm-hmm.
However, between the two of them, it's almost as if they were both speaking two separate languages. And I was given the gift of tongues and was able to interpret, but they could not understand each other at
Your wife
all.
or
My wife and the lady on the intercom.
all right.
So Nikki rolls up and she gives my order first. She's like, "Hey, can I get a famous bowl?" And with a Mountain Dew. And the lady goes, "We don't have straws." And Nikki goes,
We don't have straws.
Nikki goes, "What?" And she goes, "We don't have straws." And Nikki goes, "Can I get mac and cheese?" And then the lady goes, "What?" and then Nikki's like, "You don't got fries?" And the lady's like, "What are you talking about?" And then Nikki goes, "What are you talking about?" And I'm listening to like the whole conversation. And they just can't understand each other.
You're hearing it clear as
Yes,
day.
clear as day. Like almost like I'm standing between the two of them,
Over the phone. And they can't
and they can't understand each other. And then Nikki's like, I want a famous bowl and a small mac and cheese with a Mountain Dew." And the lady goes, "What do you want?" And then Nikki had to say the order 3 times, and this lady just kept going, "What? What do you say? What?" So then she finally gets the order together, right? Pulls up to the window. She looks, because you know how like when you're in the drive-thru, you pull up and you, out of habit, you just look in the window.
Yeah.
She looks in the window and she sees the lady giving a drink and a straw to a guy from across the counter. And she's like, they do have straws. So then the lady comes to the window and goes, what did you order? And Nikki goes, I got the famous bowl and the Taco Bell stuff and blah, 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 blah. She goes, oh, okay. We don't have straws. And Nikki's like, yeah, you told me. So like, then they're going back and forth, and she Nikki asked for like napkins and the sauce and all that stuff, and she's like, it wasn't an intercom problem because now the lady is face to face with Nikki and she still has no idea what Nikki is saying. And I was like, are you guys both speaking different languages to each other? What is happening right now? It was that's the newest chapter in my war with KFC.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
This story is hilarious right here. So as you guys know, and probably some majority of the listeners, I went on a snowboarding trip in February.
Yes.
Before we had left for the trip, our friend Jared, it was like the night before, our friend Jared goes, dude, I'm going to die tomorrow on the mountain. And, you know, we're all laughing. He keeps talking about how he's going to die, blah, 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 blah. He sends us a link to his... He went on a website and wrote up his own obituary. But you can't put it like the furthest he could put the date in the future was the next day. Like he died the next day or something like that, right? So he makes this fake obituary about how he's gonna die. So then I'm like, bro, this is funny. So So we're in a group text. So I go, Lisa, what kind of flowers do you want for the funeral? Right? And we're all kind of joking. Then we all start going. And on the website for the obituary, right? You can go online, view the obituary, and then you can comment like, oh, I'm gone too soon or whatever. Rest in peace, whatever. But there's a button to where you can have AI write your comment for you on the obituary, which I'm like, why are you commenting on an obituary if you don't know the guy well enough to write your own message? Right. So we all just start having AI.
And how is he going to think about it when he's, reading from the afterlife? He's going to know.
So we're all doing these AI posts to his obituary.
Right.
We all laugh. It's a fun time. We're all goofing around. Da-da-da-da-da. Snow trip happens. We come back.
He died.
It's like a month later. Josh Ryman needs to get a hold of Jared. I don't know what for. It's not important to the story, but Josh Ryman needs to get a hold of Jared, realizes he doesn't have Jared's number. So for whatever reason, Josh goes, I'm going to Google Jared. So he types in Jared's name on Google, and the first thing that pops up is this obituary that we had made a month prior in regards to our snow trip.
Ugh.
So Josh sees it, clicks on it, and goes, Jared died?
When's the last time we saw him?
Dude, like a couple days before, but like you're like, all right, let's say you saw me today. Next week you Google me, and all of a sudden my obituary comes in, and all of my closest friends are like, dude, gone too soon. I remember this time in church we had together and blah, blah. And you'd be like, why did nobody tell me that David died? So Josh is literally reading this thing, and he's so confused because he's like, I just saw Jared, but he's dead, and no one told me that he died.
Oh my god!
So he's literally, and I'm pretty sure like if we Googled his name, like the obituary is still there. But it was so funny that Josh was trying to get a hold of Jared, just immediately runs into this obituary that we all forgot about. That is still just out there on the internet.
That's hilarious.
So if anybody Googles Jared, they might think he's dead.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh, it was so funny.
Story, dude. That's
so
hilarious.
Funny. I was
Poor
laughing
Josh.
so hard when Josh was like telling us about it. I was dying. I was laughing so hard.
He said, Jared's dead?
Jared's dead? Because like it's one thing to see something and then you're just like,
All right.
I don't know what that is. But then like when you click on it and then it's like, oh, he died doing this.
Yeah.
And then all of his friends are like, we love you, Lisa. We're here for you. Like, we'll send flowers. Like if you need it. Yeah. So he was just like so confused. That was so funny. It's so funny.
Hilarious. Man, my wife fell down the steps last week.
She also started her own dog fighting ring.
Yeah. I say, you gotta respect Michael Vick, I tell you.
Man, oh
Yeah, so
man.
here's what happened last week. She fell down the steps on Monday.
Which ones? These ones?
Yeah.
The big one. The big one. Did you have Kaysen?
No.
Oh.
She went down,
Head first?
boom, 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 boom.
She said she fell down and her head was just.
Boom, 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 boom. You just need to pull the mic up. I know you're
Oh, man. So Kayla got CTE.
Yeah. And the next day, I'm at work and she called. So Missy was pregnant, and that is our dog. And she was. Their dogs are pretty much on like within a couple days of you can track it and be like, all right, they're probably gonna have them on this day.
Mm-hmm.
She was supposed to have them like on Saturday. She had them on Tuesday.
Oh.
Super early, not late. So she calls me at work and she goes, "There's 2 puppies in the kennel," because in the morning I get up and I put the dogs in there so they don't wake them up when I leave. Or
Right.
whatever. And so there's 2 puppies in the kennel. Missy and Mia, there are 2 dogs, are in the kennel. The 2 puppies. So she calls me. I run home. I was 10 minutes away because I had to set that up, and puppies are just whatever.
Right.
So it's chaotic, and I get home, and she has the puppies laying here, and she gives birth. She has 8 puppies. If you want a golden doodle, you can hit us up, and we'll try and get you one if you want to pay the money, and we have some left. Anyways, so yeah, so we deliver the puppies, get that set up. You good? I'm good. We leave. I go back to work. You know not to, like, 2 female dogs, when one has puppies, generally you keep them apart because the mom is very protective.
Mm-hmm.
Just how it is. It's like any dog ever. So the one dog was outside, and then when she was inside, she was in her kennel, and we were gonna have them separated at some point, like permanently for the 8 weeks.
Right.
But we hadn't got to that point yet because it all just happened. So I get that hysterical call, like, "There's puppies in the thing." I run home, go back to work. About 10, 15 minutes at work, maybe a little longer, I get another hysterical call. And I can't understand anything. I'm like, what? It's just...
Oh, my goodness.
Huh? I'm serious, honey. I couldn't understand anything. But I'm like, something has happened. I said, are the puppies alive? Because my dad had a dog years ago that the one dog went in and just killed all the puppies.
Oh, my goodness.
And left them in a pile. And I'm like, all right, the puppies I'm like, are you okay? Is Kaysen okay? And she couldn't hear me.
Right.
She couldn't hear me responding for some reason. So she's upset because she's just been in the middle of this dog fight trying to keep these 2 dogs apart. And they're not big dogs, but when they go at it, they go at it. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what's going on. She can't hear me. She's going, "They got in a fight." She's out of breath. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going home to. It sounded really bad. I couldn't get her to respond to what I was saying, so I just hang up and just bolted home. But no, she was pretty. She has a couple dog bites on her, and she's still bruised up from a week ago, and she had the hurt neck and back, and then she got brutalized.
Got into
by
a dog fight.
The dog fight. Kaysen was asleep through it all, but man, she said it was like 4 or 5 minutes. My birthday was Wednesday. Kaysen's on Thursday.
And Kayla got into a dog fight
Yeah.
and came in 3rd place.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Mia had blood all over her. She had blood all over her stomach. I had blood all over me. There was blood all over the house. It was wow.
Yeah, it was wild.
So that's crazy. Just blood everywhere.
I walk in, there's blood everywhere. I'm like, oh.
Oh, no. Not again.
It was bad.
That's rough.
It was really a rough week. So
Sounds it. And
and
then,
we were supposed to record that night, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to
yeah, which is
have to,
understandable by all means. And then,
we're gonna have to call it off.
and then I was in New Orleans for the weekend. So,
Tell me about that.
so Nikki and I went away for New Orleans for our 8th wedding anniversary. We shot down to New Orleans, and I ate so much food. Have you ever had beignets,
Never heard of her.
bro?
Okay.
They're like my favorite thing ever now.
I don't even
They're
know what it
so
is.
good. They're like the easiest way for me to describe it is they're kind of like fried donuts.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the first game? Her first game?
Second game.
She had her first one?
Yeah, she got smacked. Caitlin Clark got smacked her first game. Well, I did not get smacked. She scored a bunch, but she was in like foul trouble, had 10 turnovers.
Wait a minute. I wanted to watch that.
Yeah. No, she had it. She scored a decent amount of points, but she had 10 turnovers and was in foul trouble. Like, she has some adjusting to do for sure.
They said that the tickets for her first game were more expensive than NBA Finals tickets. Some of them. Wasn't it packed out?
I didn't watch the
Yeah.
game. I just looked at the stats
Someone had
afterwards.
said that.
But so we went down to beignets. They're kind of like fried donuts, right? Like it's this dough and it's like in a square and it's got powdered sugar on it. And Nikki was like, I don't know if you're gonna like it, and I was like, I'll try it, whatever. Dude, it was so good. We went to different cafes like twice a day to get beignets, and I just kept eating them.
Well,
I ate
you were
probably
there from what? Friday to
Friday to Monday.
That's awesome.
And I probably ate, no exaggeration, like 12, 13 beignets while we were there.
There you go.
I was just destroying them. They were so good. And then we get to the airport to come home, and we're walking to our gate, and I see Cafe Du Monde is in the airport. And I went, I got to get beignets before we leave. So I walked over. In an airport, I'm just getting airport beignets. They're so good, man.
And it's like a donut.
Yeah, it comes in like a square, right? And it's like fried dough.
So why don't we have them around here?
So I Googled as soon as we landed, or I didn't Google, Nikki Googled as soon as we got home, and they have some beignet places up in like Claymont and Wilmington. And I was like, well, that's where I work. So, so I was like, I could be bringing home beignets after work.
Wow.
But the food down there was so good. I had jambalaya, steak.
What's jambalaya?
Gumbo. It was like a pasta kind of a thing, and it had gator sausage and like alligator sausage. It had chicken on top
alligator sausage.
Yeah, it was set on top of rice, and it had this sauce in there. It was like super super good. It was like a bunch of stuff.
And then that's jambalaya.
I believe that's what I had. It was like a jambalaya like pasta thing.
What is jambalaya though? I know what pasta is. What's jambalaya?
That's what I mean. I think the jambalaya was all of that stuff cooked in the Cajun sauces and stuff, and it was sitting on top of pasta.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's gumbo?
The type of gumbo I had was like a chicken and sausage gumbo.
I don't know any of this stuff.
I think it's I'm not a foodie, as we discussed last episode.
Gumbo. Okay, what's gumbo?
And I think it's just the specific way that you cook the stuff. Like the specific.
And a lot of it is just all cooked in like a big.
Yeah, it's kind of like
I'm looking up gumbo.
do it. Yeah.
It's like a stew that's popular in Louisiana. It's like
Yeah.
meat.
I put the gumbo on top of.
Okay. Gumbo is a
rice.
stew, yeah.
Yeah, look up the jambalaya.
I don't even know how to spell that.
I think yeah.
Jumbo laya.
Is it?
Jambalaya. Jambalaya.
I think it's yeah. Is it jambalaya? J-A-M?
Where is it?
J-A-M.
Jambalaya. Okay. Jambalaya is a savory rice dish of mixed origins developed in the U.S. state of Louisiana. Wow, Louisiana really coming up with some interesting stuff.
The food was so good.
Why do they have so many weird things?
Not sure. However,
Louisiana state apparently with African, Spanish, and French influences. Man.
now here's the issue with New Orleans.
Okay.
There's really only two things to do while you're in New Orleans:
Get drunk.
is eat and get drunk.
Okay. Which ones? Did you guys just do one of those?
Yeah. and it wasn't eat. No, no, we ate a bunch and we went and we explored
Wait
the
a minute.
city
Why
during the
is
day.
Pepsi and Coke doing a commercial together?
Are they?
Yes. I guess they're trying to. It's like a
Like a recycling?
yeah, because it had a Coke guy and a Pepsi. See, there's the Coke. Watch your
and I
Pepsi
saw the Pepsi
You're about to see
guy
Pepsi, Dr Pepper, and Pepsi.
Huh. Look at us coming together.
I don't like that. One world order, dude. It's all come together.
But we did the we would go out into the city and eat all day.
Mm-hmm.
And the food, like I said, the food was super, super, super good. As soon as like the sun goes down, bro, like the city changes. It's weird. Like New Orleans is like super, super big and has like a history in like voodoo. And like they're really big on like vampires and stuff like that. So like during the day, you're just like walking around at restaurants and you're eating food and you're like, this food is so good. And then as soon as like the sun goes down, you're like, these people are freaks.
Well, that's like the whole Mardi Gras. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Mardi Gras is down there. So we also Googled what Mardi Gras is because like we don't know. We just know it by name, right? And we know that on the day of Mardi Gras is like, there's like some crazy wicked stuff that like happens. Which, you know, I know we have young people, so I'm not gonna like get into details of what happens at Mardi Gras. But we Googled it.
It's just immoral debauchery. It's just
It 100%. And the reason they do it is because it's the day before Lent.
really.
So the day before Lent, they all get together and it's just like nakedness, prostitution, drugs, alcohol. It's a giant big party in the middle of this city because starting the next day, they have to give it up for 40 days for their Catholic beliefs. And I was like, that's crazy even for Catholics.
It's nuts.
Like, even on Catholic standards, that is an insane thing. They're just like, hey, so for 40 days, I have to give up meat or whatever. So the day before, we're gonna get crazy.
So I thought Mardi Gras. It's just one night.
It's one night, and it's
I thought
the day.
it was like a week.
No, it's like the day before Lent starts. Now they might celebrate for a week, but the specific day of Mardi Gras is the day before Lent.
What does Mardi Gras mean?
I don't know. It's probably French,
Yeah.
or yeah, I would assume French. But it's that's a wild thing all the way
It's
around.
okay. Shrove Tuesday, the final day of Carnival, also known as it falls on the day before the beginning of Lent. Mardi Gras is for Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, so Fat Tuesday is because Lent starts on a Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Fat Tuesday is the day where you just go all out, do whatever you want. You're basically just a glutton of all types.
I never knew that's literally related popular practices are associated with carnival celebrations before the fasting religious obligations associated with the Lent. That's crazy.
Yeah,
What a slap in God's face! Like if you believe in God,
100%.
Like,
And there were
if you're celebrating your. So people who aren't, there's so many people there who aren't even Catholic. who are celebrating.
not
It's just stupid.
even if they are Catholic. Like, but there were places down there called Fat Tuesday while we were down there, but they weren't open like during the day. They were just like I just kept seeing signs for Fat Tuesday, and I was like, that's a weird thing to have like for a restaurant or something like that.
Well,
And then when the sun starts going down, then that's when we start like. We're like, all right, well, we need to get out of here because it's like it gets weird. So, but like they were opening up the places that were called Fat Tuesday were literally just a place where you could go and it was kind of like at like an amusement park, you know, when you get like the Six Flags like plastic cup and you just like fill it up with a drink or whatever for the day. It was a alcoholic drink to go. Called Fat Tuesday. Like you walk in, you just get like a big alcoholic drink, and then you just go back into the street and wander around. Like the homeless people were crazy, dude. It was like as soon as the sun started going down, we were like, all right, time to get out of here.
wow.
It was really weird. But then Sunday, I actually preached for a guy who lives in Houma, which is about an hour outside of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, man, we're going to be in New Orleans. I know you're close-ish.
Did you know him?
I met him last year around Thanksgiving through my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Jeremy and Kristen. And I said, hey, we're going to be in New Orleans, looking for a church to go to Sunday. How close are you? He said, about an hour. Come on out. I was like, awesome. And he said, while you're here, going to have you preach. And I was like, all right, that's fine. So got there, had a good Sunday with them, went out to eat. He took us to this Cajun buffet, like seafood buffet. It was like really good. So it was a solid weekend though.
Awesome, dude. I mean, you probably shouldn't go to like Sin City, you know.
No, Las Vegas is next year.
I know. I'm just
That's next year. No,
that's awesome. It's weird because I was listening to the Dave Ramsey podcast. I listen to them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Willie Robertson was on his podcast today, and he's from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And there was people who were doing their debt-free scream who came with him, who was like works for him or whatever, and they're Louisiana, and they were talking about the food that he makes and Louisiana cooking or whatever. So it's interesting. It must have been the Lord.
Well, I think it was just weird that like there's a city out there that like is so heavily Catholic but also so heavily rooted in like voodoo and stuff.
The Saints, New Orleans Saints,
right? But it's like it's so heavy on Catholicism, but it's also so heavy on like voodooism,
right?
And like somehow these two things like cross
it's
in the city. It's so
it's just
weird.
One of the same, you know.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Well, but no, we had a good time. There's also a World War II museum down there that we were thinking about going to. We just didn't have the time. But yeah, the food was just so good.
It's awesome. We should wrap this one up and try to nail another one.
We can do that.
Yeah, let's do it. Get 2 done. Sorry, guys, if this wasn't the most exciting, but we had some good conversation. Learned about Louisiana. So if you walk away from this saying, that was lame, I guarantee you didn't know what Mardi Gras was. Fat Tuesday.
And
I
learned
guarantee,
something.
now you know what Branch Davidians are. Fat Tuesday.
Well, I'm still kind of
You know
on the
that
Branch
Amanda
Davidians.
Few is a wackadoo.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I mean, you didn't waste your time listening to this podcast.
No.
But I will say this, if you just tuned in, if by some chance there's somebody tuned in who's never tuned in before and made it to the very end, they can't be saved. So, in other words, like it's a divine appointment. Like God drew them in, and they're like, I don't know why I'm still listening. God wants you to know that you can know where you go when you die. I want to see how Spotify wraps this one up. You can know where you go when you die. You don't have to wonder about eternity. You can know your future is secure by understanding you're a sinner, according to the Bible. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Understanding there's a Savior, which is Jesus Christ, and accepting Him as your Savior, as Him to come into your heart and forgive you your sins. Jesus Christ is the answer. I know we're dunking on Catholics, but it's not about keeping rules and doing all the right things. That'll all come if you're truly saved. But God wants to save you. He died for you. He loves you. And if you have any more questions about that, you can email in and let us know. We'd love to talk to you. All right, guys. See you next week. Calm down. It's fine.
It's fine. Hey there, comrades. Thanks for tuning in to the Calm Down, It's Fine podcast. If you liked what you heard this episode, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and share that link. We want to get the episode out. We want as many new listeners as we can, and we want the old listeners to keep coming back. So be sure to like and subscribe. Find us on social media at CDIF Podcast. If you want to donate to the show, you can find the link to do so in the description below. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.